A space for big questions, for laughs we create. Life's full of worries, thoughts running wild. But here's where you pause, let it rest for a while. Ever feel like you're caught in the noise? Every thought on replay, every choice. Here's a place to unwind, no judgment, just flow. A break from the pressure, a lighter road to go. Whether you're deep in thought, or just need to laugh. This is Don't Overthink, a change from the past. So kick back, relax, take a breath, don't stress. Here every idea finds time to express. It's more than a podcast, it's your space to be. No right, no wrong, just setting thoughts free. Ever feel like you're caught in the noise? Every thought on replay, every choice. Here's a place to unwind, no judgment, just flow. A break from the pressure, a lighter road to go. Whether you're deep in thought or just need to laugh. But this is Don't Overthink, a change from the past. So kick back, relax, take a breath, don't stress. Here every idea finds time to express. It's more than a podcast, it's your space to be. No right, no wrong, just setting thoughts free. Don't overthink and let your mind grow.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Don't Overthink It podcast. I am your host, Donny, and for this week's episode, we are doing things a little bit differently. This week, we won't have Irish in studio. He has decided to take some time off. So with that said, let's hop into it and hope this week's episode goes well. So for the first segment, I labeled it Food Critic. I know we just had Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up soon. I hope Thanksgiving went well for all of you, but during the holidays, what is your favorite meal or food to eat during the holidays? Mine would be mashed potatoes, stuffing, ham, and if it's available, meatloaf. We've only had meatloaf once, and that was at a Christmas dinner, I believe. So comment below and let us know what your favorite dish or meal is that you like to have during the holidays. And if it's not the holidays, what's your go-to meal for lunch, dinner, or even breakfast? Comment that down below as well. I'd have to say mine would be Chinese food for lunch or dinner. I do know that a lot of people do not like Chinese food, but around here, it's kind of hard to get into a Chinese restaurant because of how crowded it can get. I usually go with Panda Express, only for the fact is I can order it online, go pick it up through the drive-thru, walk in and get it. I don't use the food delivery services around here for the mere fact that it's pretty expensive. You know, you can pay for like a $14 meal and end up paying anywhere between $30-$35 just for the meal delivery and so on and so forth. But as I was sitting here thinking about things to say to go along with this food critic topic, I came across an article written by Michelle Honeyegger. I'm not even sure I'm saying her last name right. It's called 10 Foods to Cut from Your Late Night Snack List to Fix Your Sleep Quality. The list consists of chocolate, chili peppers, white bread, ice cream, alcohol, donuts, fast food, fried chicken, and bacon. I would have to agree with most of the list except for chocolate and ice cream. I love me some chocolate and ice cream before bed. It's got to be Reese's, ice cream, and brownies. Let's see what it says about the chocolate and ice cream, and why it's a bad idea to cut it out. To have better sleep quality. So it says chocolate, a common comfort food, is first on the list of worst foods to eat at night. Reaching for that piece of chocolate cake might be tempting after a stressful day. However, chocolate has a bit of caffeine in it, so it counts as one of the foods that keeps you awake. According to the USDA, 100 grams of dark chocolate contains 43 milligrams of caffeine. To put that in perspective, an average cup of Joe has around 95 milligrams. Chocolate is also high in sugar, which can send your blood sugar levels surging right before bed, negatively affecting sleep. Now, I think that all depends on the person themselves, as I've heard, not 100% accurate, but I've heard that caffeine can have some side effects for somebody who is hyperactive. It can, instead of boosting them up, it can calm them down. I'm not exactly sure if that's 100% true, but that's what I've heard. So that's something to think about, something to look into, and we can do that. We can do that later. But comment your thoughts on that. Comment your thoughts on what you think are the biggest foods you should cut out before bed. The second one, ice cream. Ice cream has a double whammy of having high amounts of sugar and fat. A 100-gram serving of vanilla ice cream has 11 grams of fat and 21.2 grams of sugar. According to the USDA, as mentioned, sugar can immediately spike blood sugar levels, disrupting sleep. High amounts of fat can also have negative effects on sleep patterns. Fat takes longer to digest. On top of that, the digestive system slows down while we sleep, and hard to digest food can lead to discomfort that keeps us awake. So you're going to get an upset tummy when you're sleeping if you have food that has high levels of fat. But both of those foods are delicious. I'm going to leave it at that right there. So comment below. Let me know what you think of their list. I honestly can agree with most of those, but I can disagree with the two that I just mentioned. So on to the second segment. Along with that, I would like to move in the direction of pets. I personally have 4 animals. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats. My first dog is a German Shepherd Lab mix, and she's about 12 to 13 years old. We've had her since she was a puppy. Originally, she was supposed to be a search and rescue canine. That's what we got her to do. Got her for was to be a working dog. For the fire department that I was with, we had a search and rescue team, and I was part of that search and rescue team, so I wanted a canine, and that's what we got her for. But as soon as I went to get her registered for her training classes, she ended up getting pregnant by a stray dog that got in our yard and knocked her up. So that whole process was put on hold. And then come to find out, she doesn't like water. We tried to get her into the water to give her a bath. She didn't like it. We pulled a hose out to try and get her to get a bath. She didn't like that either. So kind of weird. For a dog of that mix to not like water. We were thinking there's some kind of trauma that was going on with her, but who knows. My second dog is a little guy named Russ. He's a Corgi Pit mix, and he's a pain in the butt because he likes to jump the fence and he likes to get out and run amok in the neighborhood. He likes to act like he's tough, but he's not. He will bark his butt off and then he'll run. Once you stop towards him to scare him, he'll take off running. So he's kind of special. Also have 2 cats. Don't know what breed they are. They're both female. One's Stan and the other one's name is Kitty. Honestly, all they do is eat, sleep, and jump around on you when you're trying to sleep. So they're butt heads. But yeah, comment below on your pets. Give us a small description of what your animals are like, and hopefully we can find some humor in that. So this third part of the episode came to me the other night. I was playing some DMZ with some randoms. We picked up a guy who was currently taken down by our team, and he pled, so we picked him up, and in the process of picking him up, as we were trying to finish our little mission on the island. He asked us, like, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. I said, sure, go ahead. He started talking about a friend of his that he just came into contact with again. Apparently they've been friends for years now. I think he said about 5 years. They stopped talking for a couple months, and then she finally reached out and started talking with him about 2 to 3 years ago. And they've been making plans to hang out and go do things, movies, whatever, things like that. And she keeps breaking the plans. She keeps canceling the plans on him. And I asked him, I said, so who's making the plans? Are you making the plans, or is she making the plans? And he said she's making the plans, but yeah, she keeps canceling the plans. And I was like, okay, so if she's making the plans and she's canceling them, then that's a red flag. That's something that I would be like, hey, hold on, if we're gonna do this, if we're gonna hang out, if we're gonna chill, that would be, that needs to stop. We need to chill, hang out, because if not, you're just getting worked up you're setting yourself up for failure, pretty much. So I told him, my personal opinion, I would just, keep her in the friend zone, keep her at that distance, because you don't want to hurt yourself, you don't want to hurt her or anybody else who's involved. Just keep her at that distance. That's a red flag to avoid any kind of personal relationship with that individual. Now, things can change. People change. Situations change. Scenarios change. So at some point in time, she could be a little more serious about this relationship and continue on to follow through with her plans, and they can go out and have a good time. I hope that's how it works. But if it doesn't, then the best of luck to him finding that one person to do that with. But as for that whole situation, if that continues, just keep your distance and say, hey, you know what, you're not the person for me. You keep breaking plans and making plans and breaking them. We're not gonna head in that direction. So that's what I gave him. I'm not a professional. I'm not by any means any kind of person to give that kind of advice. I would personally, I gave him what I would do. What I would do in that situation. I would keep my distance. Like, hey, we're just friends. We're just going to do this. We're just going to do that. Nothing more. So that's what I would do. Unfortunately, this is going to be quite a short episode this week. But I have a quote. It's by Motivational Kings. I believe they are on Instagram. I'm not exactly sure who said it, but this is where I got it from. Motivational Kings. It says, I cannot be stopped. I was born for this. Mentality of not giving up. Never giving up. If you want something, go get it. If you don't ever think that you're less than what you are, because we don't know who we are until we're in that situation to strive forward. So just remember, you can't be stopped. You were made for the situation you were put in. So, as always, we are glad you're here. Glad you're tuning in. As always, we have come to the end of our session. So have a good night, stay safe, and don't overthink it.
As we wrap it up, let's keep it real. Another chapter close, another chance to heal. The journey's just starting, got miles to go. And every step we're taking is part of the show. Whether it's highs or lows, the laughs or pain, we're all just learning to dance in the rain. But this ain't goodbye, it's a see you soon. Together we're chasing that next tune. So don't overthink it, just let it flow. Life's a wild ride, we're all here to grow. Keep coming back, there's so much to see. Together we're stronger, just wait and see. Every story shared, every lesson learned builds a fire in us, keeps that passion burned. We're here to lift, to laugh, to inspire, and in each episode we take it higher. You got dreams to chase, mountains to climb, so here's your reminder, you're right on time. Whatever life throws, just keep moving on. You're never alone, together we're strong. So breathe in deep, feel the fire inside. You're not just watching this life, you're along for the ride. When doubts creep in, remember this sound. It's all part of the journey, don't let it bring you down. Don't overthink it, let it all flow. Step by step, that's how we grow. Keep coming back, 'cause there's more to find. Together we're building that state of mind.